Dear students, welcome once again to English grammar class. Can you guess what will we be studying today? Yes, you are absolutely right. Today's topic is subject-verb agreement. But before we begin today's class, let us chant Gayatri Mantra. So students, join your hands. Let's recite. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. It means we meditate on that most adored Supreme Lord, the Creator, whose divine light illumines all physical, mental, and spiritual being. May this divine light illumine our intellect as well. So, what did we observe, children? The bison and the bear didn't agree, and as a result, both fall down the bridge. On the other hand, the raccoon and rabbit were very intelligent and smart. They knew that if they both agree to each other and help each other, they will easily cross the bridge. Similarly, a verb has to agree with the subject to make the sentence meaningful and complete. So, to make a sentence grammatically correct and complete, the subject and the verb have to agree. The naming part of a sentence is the subject. The subject is the performer of action, and the verb is the action performed by the subject or the state of being. The basic idea behind sentence agreement is pretty simple. All the parts of your sentence should match or agree. Verbs need to agree with their subjects in number, that is singular or plural, and in person, first person, second person, or third person. In order to check agreement, you simply need to find the verb and ask who or what is doing the action of that verb. For making a sentence grammatically correct, a verb must agree with the subject in number. That is, a singular subject should have a singular verb and a plural subject should have a plural verb. To make a noun plural, we add s, isn't it? But to make a verb plural, we have to take away the s. So children, this is an important point of difference. Keep this in your mind and don't forget it. To make a noun plural, we add s. Girl is singular. When we add s, it becomes plural. But talk is plural, and when we are adding s to the verb talk, it becomes talks, and talks is a singular. So here are some examples of the subject and the verb agreeing in number. The dog barks at every sound he hears. The subject dog doesn't have a s, so it is singular, whereas the verb barks has a s, and so it is singular. Now, when we have to change the subject dog to plural, we will be adding a s and it will become dogs. Whereas to change the verb barks into plural, we have to remove the s. So the sentence will be, the dogs bark at every sound they hear. Let's look at another example. My mother bakes delicious cake. My sisters bake delicious cake. It's just the opposite, children. You add s to a subject and it becomes plural, and you remove a s to a verb and it becomes plural. Easy, isn't it? Agreement based on grammatical person, first person, second person, or third person, is found mostly between verb and subject. For example, you can say, I am or he is, but you don't say I is or he am. This is because the grammar of the language requires that the verb and its subject agree in person. The pronouns I and he are first and third person respectively, as are the verb forms am and is. The verb form must be selected so that it has the same person as the subject. I advise you all to pause the screen and note the subject and verb agreements in all the cases. But you don't have to mug these up, just keep them at the back of your mind. There are certain rules which we need to follow to make the subject agree with the verb. So here the first rule number 1. When two singular subjects are connected by and, we require a plural verb. That is singular subject 1, singular subject 2. When both of them are joined by and, we require a plural verb. Let's look at some examples. My friend and my colleague are here. So there are two singular subjects. One is friend and one is colleague. Both of them are joined by and that is why we use a plural verb are. Another example, Meera and Jaya were reading novels. Again, we are using a plural verb because Meera and Jaya, both the subjects are joined by and. Third example, Ram and Shyam need a right to work. Need is plural as it doesn't have a s, and Ram, Shyam, both the subjects are joined by and. That is why we are using a plural verb. But children, there is an exception to rule number 1. Rule number 1 says two singular subjects connected by and require a plural verb. But if the subjects depict one idea to the mind or same person or thing, in that case we use a singular verb. Let's look at some examples. My teacher and friend is here. Here teacher and friend is the same person, though it is joined by and that is why we use a singular verb is. Let's look at another sentence. Bread and butter is his only food. Bread and butter, these subjects denote one idea, one food, and that is why we are using the singular verb is. Rule number 2 says when two singular subjects are joined by or nor, we use a singular verb. That means singular subject 1, singular subject 2, when they are joined by either or nor, we use a singular verb. Let's look at the examples. Either daddy or mummy has accompanied me to the garden. You can see two singular subjects, daddy and mummy, and both of them joined by or. And that is why we are using a singular verb, has. Neither Jaya nor Jasmine is waiting for you. Now, Jia is also a singular subject and Jasmine is also a singular subject, and both of them are joined by nor. So as per the rule, we are using the singular verb is. But if there is one singular subject and the other subject is plural, and when they are joined by or nor, we use a plural verb. Let's look at some examples. Neither the driver nor the passengers were hurt. Now, driver is a singular subject, whereas passengers is a plural subject. And so, as per the rule, we are using the plural verb were. Another example, neither the chairman nor the directors are present. Chairman is singular, whereas directors is plural. And that is why we are using the plural verb are. Children, time for some fun. Today we'll see some amazing and fun facts about English. So ready? So here's the first fun fact for you. The first English dictionary was written in 1755. So the second fun fact is the most common adjective used in English is good. We also use this word good quite often, isn't it? The third fun fact is the word lol was added to the Oxford English Dictionary in 2011. We are using this word a lot these days, isn't it? Now, the fourth fact is month, orange, silver, and purple. All these words do not rhyme with any other word. Something new, isn't it? And the next fun English fact is there are 7 ways to spell the sound E in English. So I'll tell you the sentence. He believed Caesar could see people seizing the seas. You can see all the words are having the sound E. Fun, isn't it? Come on, let's proceed with rule number 3. Third rule says that if the subjects are joined by or nor and are of different persons, that is second person or third person, then the verb agrees with the nearer subject. For example, neither you nor he is to be blamed. Here there are two subjects, you and he, joined by nor. So as per the rule, we need to consider the nearest subject to determine the verb, which is he in this case. Hence, we use a singular verb is alongside a singular subject. Let's look at another sentence. Either you or I am mistaken. Here the two subjects are you and I. I is again singular, so we are using singular verb am. The fourth rule says that we use singular verbs when the subject is everybody, each, no one, another, anybody, nobody, every, nothing, everything, anyone, everyone, somebody, someone, either, neither, many, and none. Let's look at a few examples. Every man and woman in this hall is a member. Since we are using the subject every, we are using the singular verb is. The second sentence, nobody in the world is perfect. None of them has come back. Again, we are using none as the subject and then we are using the singular verb has. Fourth sentence says, either of the sisters is a good singer. Fifth one, no one is happy in this country. Someone has stolen my pen. Everyone laughs behind his back. So you can see in all these sentences beginning with every, nobody, none, either, no one, someone and everyone, we have used singular verbs. Rule number 5 says that if the subject is plural but has singular meaning, we use singular verb. Let's look at some examples. Mathematics is my favorite subject. Now, if you see at the word mathematics, it is plural, but the meaning is singular. Mathematics is one subject. So that is why we use singular verb is. Again, the next sentence, the latest news is alarming to the public. News seems plural, but actually it is singular. That is why we are using the singular verb is. Billiards is a game which connects mathematics and football. Acoustics is the study of sounds. Similarly, in billiards and acoustics, though the subject is plural, but they have the singular meaning, and that is why we are using singular verb. Rule number 6 says that if the subject is singular but has plural meaning, we use plural verb. Let's look at a few examples. The audience was captivated by the performance. Here, audience is singular, but when you look at its meaning, it is plural in nature. Audience means many people. So that is why we are using the plural verb was. 1 dozen banana cost 50 rupees. Here, dozen is singular, being a subject, but it has a plural meaning. Dozen means 12, and that is why we are using the plural verb cost. The couple are going out this evening. Couple is singular, one word, but the meaning says two people together. And that is why the plural verb are is used over here. Collective nouns are names for a collection or a number of people or things. Words like group, herd, and team are collective nouns. A collective noun takes a singular verb. Some examples are: the jury is unanimous in verdict. Jury is a collective noun, and so we are using a singular verb is. The cabinet wants this law passed. Again, cabinet is a collective noun and wants is a singular verb. Third example, Napoleon's army was finally defeated at Waterloo. Army is a collective noun and was is a singular verb. Fourth example, this year's basketball team includes 3 players who are over 6 feet tall. So as per our rule that a collective noun takes a singular verb, we have used the singular verb includes, and the collective noun in the fourth sentence is team. Students, there are some nouns which are plural and have no singular form, and therefore we use plural verb with these nouns. Let us look at some examples of these plural nouns. Pants, shirts, socks, trousers, mumps, measles, draughts, scissors, tongs, pincers, bellows, arms, ashes, annals, riches, proceeds, remains, circumstances. These are all plural nouns, and with them we will be using plural verbs. My scissors are sharp. We have used the plural verb are. Alms were given to the poor. My trousers need stitching. Were and need both are plural verbs. Rule number 9 of subject verb agreement says sometimes the subject is separated from the verb by words like along with, as well as, besides, etc. These words and phrases are not part of the subject, so we have to ignore them and use a verb according to the first subject. Let's look at some examples. Dipali as well as you is at fault. We have two subjects over here, Dipali and you. But as per the rule, we have to look at the first subject, which is Dipali, and it is a singular, so we are using the singular verb is. Please note that these two subjects, Dipali and you, is joined by as well as. The second sentence, let's look at it. Jinansh with his family was present. We have again two subjects over here, Jinansh and his family, and it is joined by with. So we have to ignore the second subject and look at the first subject, which is a singular. So we are using a singular verb was. Again, let's look at the third sentence. Gopal along with his brothers has been invited. So Gopal and brothers, his brothers, these two subjects are joined by the group of words along with his. So as per the rule, we have to look at the first subject. First subject is singular, so we are using the singular verb has. Rule 10 says that units of time, money, distance and weight use singular verbs. 20 miles is a long distance to skate to work each day. So miles is the unit of distance, and as per the rule, we have to use singular verb. So we are using is. Another example, $8 an hour is a poor rate. Dollars is the unit of money, and so we are using the singular verb is. Now we are at rule 11. It says one of should be followed by plural number but a singular verb. Let's look at some examples so that we understand what the rule says. One of my friends is a doctor. So this sentence is beginning with one of, and the rule says one of should be followed by plural number. So our first subject friend is plural. We have written friends, but the verb should be singular. So we have written the singular verb is. I suppose now you are able to understand. One of my friends is a doctor. The noun is plural, whereas the verb is singular. Let's look at some more examples. One of his poems has been published. The sentence is beginning with one of. The noun poem is plural and the verb has to be singular. So we have used has. Another example. He is one of the soldiers who fights for their country. Again, we have the sentence beginning with one of. So the noun soldier is plural. It is soldiers. And then we are using a singular verb, fights. Let's quickly recap all the rules that we have learned about subject-verb agreement today. The first rule says, two singular subjects connected by and require a plural verb. Rule second says, two singular subjects joined by or nor require a singular verb. Third rule says, subjects joined by or nor are of different persons, second and third person. Here the verb agrees with the nearer subject. Fourth rule says, everybody, each, no one, another, anybody, nobody, every, nothing, everything, anyone, everyone, somebody, someone, either, neither, many, none. In all these cases, we use singular verb. Fifth rule says, if the subject is plural but has singular meaning, we use singular verb. Whereas sixth rule says, if the subject is singular but has plural meaning, we use plural verb. The seventh rule of subject-verb agreement is, a collective noun takes a singular verb when the class it names is considered as a unit. Rule 8 says that there are some nouns which are plural and have no singular form. Some examples are pants, shirts, socks, trousers, mumps, measles, etc. Rule 9 says sometimes the subject is separated from the verb by some words like along with, as well as, besides, etc. Here we use a verb according to the first subject. Rule 10 says units of time, money, distance and weight use singular verb. And rule 11 says one of should be followed by plural number and a singular verb. Come on students, let's do an assignment. What you have to do is you have to complete the following sentences with appropriate verbs given in the brackets. The first sentence is Radhika and Piyush dash willing to work hard. And the verbs that you can use is either is or are. Second sentence, each of the actors and actresses to be given a special reward by the president. Third sentence, either Mohan or his parents dash to be rewarded. Fourth one, Payal dash to ride a bicycle. Fifth sentence, a planet dash around the sun. So you have to use either revolve or revolves. Sixth sentence, maids dash the floor daily. Seventh one, a large sum of money dash stolen. Eighth one, man and woman dash complementary to each other. Ninth one, $8 dash the price of a movie these days. 10th one, either my shoes or your coat dash always on the floor. 11th, mathematics dash John's favorite subject while civics dash Andrea's favorite subject. 12th one, the committee dash these questions carefully. Students, you can pause the video, attempt all the questions, and then in the next slide I have provided the answers for you. You can check it out. Here are the answers, students. In case you have any doubt, you can go back in the video and check the rules. You can pause and check your answers. So this is the end of today's class, children. Revise the lesson once again as you will be given the assignment based on the video in a day or two. Take care. Happy learning. Bye bye, dear students.